Bonsoir, mon petit pois. Welcome to the Theme Park Loopy podcast. And I'm joined today by Sam. How are you doing, Sam?
Bonjour, mon grand monsieur. How are you?
Ça va bien, merci, ça va?
Oui, ça va bien, merci. That's all the French I got. Honestly, you never know how Ryan's going to open a show these days, and I'm sure, I'm sure he now sort of tries to open with the most ludicrous things he can. So, and I love it every time. You never know how it's going to go.
We've got to change it up, haven't we? Otherwise, it's just not interesting. Okay,
How are you,
so
Ryan?
I'm
How are
okay.
you?
Yeah, I mean, I've just come back from Florida. We're gonna talk about that in another episode, but I'm looking forward to Halloween. I'm already in Halloween because I've been at Halloween Horror Nights. So we've already got an episode live now from Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know if you've had a chance to have a listen of that yet, but I mainly just get stick from Shelley for an hour. So that's always a good listen, I reckon. We managed to avoid a lot of the background noise from the sexy rave that was going on in the background and the toxic 20s that was over there. We were kind of huddled behind Richter's Burger Co. in Universal Studios. It was a very hot and sweaty evening. It's been very hot over there. So yeah, I'm okay, and I'm now back in the cool air of the United Kingdom,
So,
specifically in the north of England, I guess.
so you were in this hot, sweaty, crazy club by the sounds of it, club horror.
Club
How do
Horror.
you
Well, it
feel?
was outside. Yeah, I mean, Club Horror was outside, but yeah, it had some dancing girls, and it was kind of confusing, and it was very very loud. But they did sell cocktails, and me and Shelley and cocktails. We just we can't resist. So we had plenty of cocktails. We had our Halloween Horror Night mugs that we were using. That gives you a bit of a discount. We tried most of the cocktails. We had the I mean, I would say at Halloween Horror Nights, overall, I don't think the food was massively as good as it could have been. The cocktails weren't as interesting, I think, as the year before. No Blinky cups this year. Very, very controversial. No Blinky cups. Apparently, they all set on fire last year. So, so ours didn't though, but ours broke on the way home. So we had to throw ours away. So they didn't have a chance to set on fire. So
The
yeah,
only
so
experience I've had with any kind of blinking cup, I guess, is do you remember in Disneyland Paris they used to sell those ice cubes that used to blink?
yes,
If you
yeah.
get the glow, was it the glow teeny? That so that was the only thing. And I really wanted the novelty ice cube, but then when you get it home, you're just like, what am I going to do with this flashing cube? I'm not going to put it in my own drinks.
I can't lie, we have got a blinking ice cube from Disneyland Paris in our cupboard somewhere. I think Shelley might have used it once or twice, but yeah, I wouldn't ordinarily put like plastic blinking lights in my cups, to be honest. But it's a good novelty. But that drink though at Disneyland Paris, from memory, it was about what, like 30 euros or something to get like a tiny blinking drink, which Shelley was fine with, but I think my bank might have called me up to ask me why I was spending so much money on a tiny cocktail, but it was all
On
right
a,
in the
on
end.
a plastic flashing glass, you know.
Well, no, we got in a real glass because we got ours from Cafe Fantasia. Because at Disneyland
Mm,
Paris, we used to go to Cafe Fantasia, so we get proper crockery in Cafe Fantasia. But that's all gone now, unfortunately. So no more
what a
Cafe
shame.
Fantasia. Unfortunately, Cafe Fantasia is being captured by the bland gods at Disney who want to turn everything into like a mid-tier Hilton for some reason. Let's have some beige couches and a cream carpet, the magic of Disney World. And then we'll put some silhouettes of Mickey Mouse on the wall. That's fine, magic.
We'll
But
put some old cartoon drawings on that are just simple sketches, but it makes it look really, really high level, And you're
yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
bring back the color and the pizzazz and the craziness.
Everyone
I want,
everyone wants
you know,
pizzazz.
pizzazz. You know,
Do you know what? We tried to go to lots of different bars, and we went to Abracadabra Bar, on the boardwalk, and that's still pretty cool. But I am slightly worried. At some point, they're going to renovate the boardwalk, and it's probably going to involve getting rid of Abracadabra Bar and turning it into some sort of, they're going to call it like Mickey's Lounge, and it'll be like just a few pictures of Mickey Mouse on the wall, and they'll be like, there'll be a whole story behind it, like Mickey Mouse used to come here with Minnie and draw pictures of Mickey Mouse for some reason, and now they're on the wall. And he really enjoyed beige couches and yeah, cream carpets. Enjoy.
Enjoy the
Um,
overpriced cocktails, you know.
yeah, and I have to admit, there was quite a lot when I was walking on the boardwalk. There was quite a lot of people complaining about the fact that, you know, they've got rid of jelly rolls, and it looks like the Atlantic Dance Hall is on its way out, and they've now opened this incredibly expensive bakery that I don't think anybody goes to. So yeah, it's all good.
I had no idea they got rid of jelly rolls. I don't know what. Maybe I've been living under a rock, but I had absolutely no idea. That's an absolute iconic spot. That was like the last remaining decent sort of adult escape in Disney World.
Yep, Jelly Rolls has unfortunately had its day and gone. It was looking very sad and empty. Anyway, let's talk about Halloween. So I've just come back from Halloween Horror Nights, and it's now theme. Sorry,
Let's try again.
it's now Scream Park Loopy or Scream Park Spooky. I couldn't quite decide on the name, but I felt like Scream Park Spooky was maybe going a bit too far. So there we go.
You and your hotkeys and hotkeys. I didn't know that was going to happen. That really made me jump. Are you saying it's time for Scream Park Loopy?
It's time for Scream Park Loopy.
Oh, you missed a trick there, Ryan. Are you saying it's time for Scream Park Loopy?
It could be
play the goodness gracious.
Oh, go on then. Oh, go on and do it again.
It's time. Are you saying it's time for Scream Park Loopy?
It is. It's time for Scream Park Loopy or Scream Park Spooky. I don't know. Who knows?
It's time for Scream Park Loopy.
There we go. Or if we want to really be ready for Scream Park Loopy.
Where hinges creak in doorless chambers, where strange and frightening sounds echo through the halls. This is the Theme Park Loopy Podcast.
There you go. There you go. Did you enjoy that?
Great. The production value is going up and up and up. You know,
I spent a whole 5 minutes on that. You know,
this is wild. We've been recording for 8. You know, when we came onto this podcast, everyone, we were like, right, we've got to keep this sharp, concise, under 10 minutes. We've been recording for almost 9 minutes now, and I think what we've been doing is hitting hotkeys.
We'll see how it comes out in the edit. Anyway, so Sam, tell us what's coming up this Halloween for Scream Park Loopy. What's coming up this Halloween? What are we doing?
Well, my goodness, we have got quite the list of events we're heading to. Now, on my side of things, I'm down south, so I'm looking at a lot of the southern Scream Parks and events happening across this wonderful spooky season. So to start with, the first week of October, I personally will be at Thorpe Park for the Fright Nights, for the sort of first week of Fright Nights, which is very exciting. And I'll be recording audio from there and getting all the wonderful fresh goss from this year's hot Thorpe Park Fright Nights. On the 14th of October, I'll be heading to Tully's. Oh man, I'm so excited. I haven't been to Tully's in the longest time. If we've got any international listeners here, which we know we do, Tully's Shocktoberfest is essentially, I think it's billed like Europe's largest Scream Park, but I feel like that's every Scream Park in the UK has that claim. But it's enormous. It's this farm, and it has incredible haunts, huge shows, great sort of bars and immersive acts. It's super immersive. The last time I went was a good few years ago now. So I am so excited to get back and see some of the new haunts and experiences. So lots to look forward to for that one as well. Then on the 16th, just a few days later, I will be heading to the press event for Halloween Haunt Fest. This is so exciting. This is a really interesting event because they've actually got two really strong IPs that they're sort of marketing hard as their kind of main kind of feature houses, I guess. And one of them is the kind of B movie, slight sort of horror spoof that was based on Winnie the Pooh, and it was called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And if you ever saw that film, it's a horror take on the classic tale of Winnie the Pooh. So that's going to be really exciting. And they've also managed to get the IP rights to Chainsaw Massacre as well, but the classic version of the horror film with the old school Leatherface. So really excited to see how that's going to pan out. That event is going to be happening. Well, I'm going to be there on the 16th. So if anyone's going to be there on the 16th as well, I'll be representing the podcast, getting loads of audio, of course, doing a podcast episode from there, as well as all kinds of different formats, which perhaps we'll go into in just a second about what's coming up. Then a few days later, after that, myself, Ryan, and perhaps some others from the Theme Park Loopy podcast will be descending upon Alton Towers for the day to hit up Scarefest, which is so exciting because I actually haven't been to Alton Towers. Bearing in mind, I've been out of the country for a while, haven't been in at least a couple of years. So really excited to see what Scarefest has to offer and just to get back into that beautiful autumnal vibes. Like Towers in the autumnal season is unmatched. And I just can't wait to soak up all the spooky goodness and to have a bratwurst or a currywurst. You know,
Curryverse is always a good option. I was just thinking the last time that we met up at Scarefest, you were actually acting in the Toxic Junkyard. Spoiler alert.
You're right. I was. That was many years ago now. I was opening cast for Toxic Junkyard. If anyone remembers that maze, it opened 2020. And yeah, I was opening cast. So I did everything from being a clown to sort of a weird circus runaway to even getting Ryan with a chainsaw. How did that go down, Ryan? Because I think I got you twice on that chainsaw bit.
Yeah, I'm not a huge chainsaw person, but I remember the chainsaws getting particularly close. You know, normally when you go through like a chainsaw section, they'll kind of get kind of close to you, but I seem to remember the chainsaws getting kind of intimately close in that maze. So yeah, it was an interesting one. So what else? Intimately close. Intimately close.
Yeah, I did. When I saw it was Ryan coming down the way, I was like, right, I'm really going to get him. So I really revved my chainsaw.
So what else have we got? So also, I'll be heading to Leeds Scare Maze, which is a new one in Leeds City Centre. So I'm looking forward to that. Also be heading to Doncaster Fear Factory again, which is a classic. No Pogo Club this year, but they've got the Shelton Motel, the Shehelton Motel, if you get it. They've also got a new indoor heated bar, and I think the waltzers are coming back again. So it's going to be a really exciting year. Some new things to see at Doncaster Fear Factory. Also, for the second year, we'll be heading to Screams at Thornton Hall Country Park, and that was also a big highlight last year because that was where the Black Market maze was, and I think you heard a little bit about that. How Dan was ridden around like a horse, I was electrocuted, and we were tied up, and things happened in the dark. And if you've listened to that episode, you'll hear that I'm genuinely kind of blown away at the end of that. I was like, I didn't really know what to say, but you get Shelley's reaction as she comes out of the house as well. So yeah, so it's really exciting. I think there might be some other ones that I might head to as well, but you know, you'll see those as they happen over the month. I still haven't decided on a couple of things that I might go to. We'll give a quick promo if you are in the Leeds area. Also, as well as Leeds Scare Maze, there's an event at Golden Acre Park called Leeds Scare Trail. and that's in aid of Andy's Man Club this year. So if you are in the Golden Acre Park area or in the Leeds, Yorkshire area, it is run by like volunteers. It's like a scout group that run it. We've done it a couple of years, and it is pretty fun, and it's all for charity. And I think it's only like £6 or £7 or something like that, so you can't really go wrong. And the walk is quite long, actually. It lasted like about an hour. Did the walk? It's a walk through an actual woodland, and you get all sorts of spooks along the way. So just a little bit of promo. That's one that we may hopefully be going to. It just depends if the timelines add up or not. So, is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to? A particular highlight that you think during the events that you're going to visit this year, Sam?
Yeah. I should also say I'm also finishing off my kind of October run at Chessington Water Adventures, checking out their event, because I always love Chessington as a family park. It's fantastic, but their Halloween event is always second to none. So it'll be really interesting now to see, especially with the switch and change from Merlin kind of in-house to RWS. It'll be really interesting to see how it matches up in comparison to other years. But I'm sure it'll be really, really fun and really interesting. They've actually done their main sort of scare zone in line and in theme with the vampire roller coaster. So I think that'll be really interesting to see how the world of the vampire coaster, the classic John Wildley coaster, gets mixed into this sort of scare zone and scare maze, which I think will be really interesting to see. But in terms of what I'm looking forward to, oh man, just to be honest, it's really hard to summarize. I would say from Tully's, I'm really looking forward to seeing the containment show, the kind of prison-esque massive light and sound and dance show. I know that sounds strange because it's not a maze, but it is just an incredible Halloween themed show that I was blown away with when I first saw it. So I can't wait to see that again. Halloween Haunt Fest is a brand new event for me. So I really am going in there with such an open mind and excited for everything what's to come. Excited for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Maze there, particularly just because I think that IP always hits really hard. Alton Towers, just a great old meetup. I've done a lot of the mazes at Towers before. I know there's been the new one that's coming back. Which is going to be great fun to go in. But I think just to hang out and do it all together and be there all together as one big group will be hilarious. Thorpe Park, nothing has really changed, I believe. You've still got trailers and you've still got Dead Beat, I think, which was really good. Like the theming was really good in Dead Beat. So I think Thorpe will be pretty impressive. And Chessington, like I said, the scare zone. So I really think each event has something different to offer. But I think it will be really interesting to see the standards across the immersive entertainment and theme park industry this year, as I think everything is slowly building and getting better and better year upon year. And certainly the standards and therefore the expectations are higher than ever. So it will be really interesting to see how, whether you're an independent haunt or you're attached to a larger conglomerate like one of the mainstay theme parks, it'll be really interesting to see where the quality lies. And I guess the ultimate question of, is an independent park with perhaps slightly not the same kind of budget to a massive conglomerate, is that better? How do they fare? Are they different? It'll be really interesting to sort of compare and contrast. What about you? What are you excited for?
Yeah, I'm just excited again to see how things compare to like Halloween Horror Nights, for example. Halloween Horror Nights is very impressive theming wise, and the event is like I said before, it's like sort of next level. But the only problem is that when you're going through the houses, it is very much a conga line kind of situation. Whereas I think in the UK, normally you get kind of batched in more kind of smaller groups, or sometimes within your own group. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see the changes that are coming to Doncaster Fear Factory. I'm also really excited to see at Screams. They obviously said Black Market made a big impression last year, and they've decided to kind of change it up a little bit. So I'm going to be really interested to see what changes they make to Black Market. And then obviously Scarefest, getting on some nighttime rides at Alton Towers is always good. Nighttime on Wicker Man, nighttime on Nemesis. You can't really beat it, can you? I'm not sure. Nighttime on 13 as well, because I think that makes it a different a different kind of experience actually, because 13, I quite like 13, but I think in the dark, I think it is, it's a lot better than what it's like during the day. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Not as much looking forward to Rita, to be honest. I'm not, launch coasters and me. I enjoy some of them, not all of them. But in the dark,
I got to say, because it's been such a long time since I've been to Alton Towers, like as I say, years, because I've been away, I've not actually even seen Nemesis Reborn. I've not actually ridden it. And on top of that, I've not even done Subterra since it came back. There are so many new things that I haven't even seen or been on, or the Top Spin as well. I've not, obviously that was open new this year, but so there's quite a new. Not only is there new mazes for this year, but also new new rides to try for me personally. So I'm extremely excited, and I just can't wait to see you, Ryan, and for us to be screaming together on coasters soon, and screaming around mazes, hopefully.
fingers crossed. Yeah. Okay, so do keep in touch. Make sure you've clicked that subscribe button below. And if you're not already, make sure that you're following the podcast on your favorite podcast app. So we'll see you again real soon.